You ever feel like some products just get you? Like they were made just for you? Well, guess what? It's not an accident. It's a very specific strategy. And today, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden blueprint that the world's most successful companies use to connect with us, the customers, and win our attention.
So, let's kick things off with a fascinating story. It's all about a laundry paradox in the Middle East. On one side, you have the throbe. It's a traditional white garment worn by men. And the big challenge? You got to keep it that perfect, brilliant white. But then on the other side, you have the abaya, a typically black garment worn by women. And here, the challenge is the complete opposite. How do you stop that deep, rich black from fading away?
Right, so this is the huge problem for any company trying to sell detergent here. I mean, how on earth do you create a product for the exact same market when your customers have totally opposite needs? Think about it. A detergent that makes whites brighter could be an absolute disaster for deep black fabrics.
Well, one company, Henkel, a huge German multinational, actually cracked the code with their brand Persil. They used what they call a glocal strategy. And yeah, that's just a mashup of global and local. They took their global technology and blended it with a really deep understanding of the local customer. They didn't just guess, they really did their homework.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting. When they dug in, their research showed that a staggering 75% of people were using bleach on their thobes, which, just ruins the fabric over time. And get this, half of the women they talked to were using things like hair shampoo to wash their abayas, trying to protect that black color. These weren't just boring data points. They were the key that unlocked two totally revolutionary products, Persil White for men and Persil Abaya shampoo for women.
So this incredible success wasn't just some lucky guess, right? It wasn't a fluke. It was the direct result of a very deliberate, four-step marketing blueprint that pretty much any company can use to create real value for their customers. And that's the exact framework we're going to break down today.
So here it is, the secret sauce, the blueprint. It's got 4 key steps. First up, segmentation. That's all about slicing the big total market into smaller, more manageable groups. Next, targeting. This is where you choose which of those groups you're actually going to try and serve. Then, there's differentiation. You have to decide how you're going to be different and better than everybody else. And finally, positioning. This is how you lock in that unique identity right inside your customer's mind.
So, let's dive into step 1, slicing the market, or what we call the art of segmentation. Look, you just can't be everything to everyone, right? So the very first step is to break down a huge, messy market into smaller groups that you can actually connect with.
So how do you actually do this slicing and dicing? Well, there are 4 main ways. First, you've got geography. Think about how Target creates smaller stores for dense cities. Then there's demographics. This is stuff like age and gender, which is exactly why Dove created a whole product line just for men. You can also use psychographics, which is all about lifestyle, like Athleta, which doesn't just sell clothes, it sells an urban active lifestyle. And finally, and this one's really cool, there's behavioral segmentation, which is all about how people use things. The perfect example, Starbucks and the pumpkin spice latte, which they only sell in the fall.
Okay, now let's zoom in on one of these that is super powerful. It's called benefit segmentation. Honestly, this is a total game changer. It's all about grouping people together based on the specific benefits they're hoping to get from a product. It's a huge shift from asking, who are my customers, to asking, what do my customers really, really want?
And Fitbit is just a perfect case study for this. They get that not everyone wants the same thing from a fitness tracker. Some people, they just want to count their steps. That's their everyday fitness crowd. Then you've got your active fitness people who want more, like tracking their sleep. And then, way at the top, you have the serious athletes, the performance fitness group, who need GPS and all the advanced heart rate data. By understanding these different benefit groups, Fitbit created a perfectly tailored product for each one. All right, so you've done the work, you've sliced up the market into these neat little groups. Now what? Well, step 2 is all about choosing your target. You can't go after everyone. This is where you have to look at each segment and decide which one, or ones, you can actually serve best. It's all about focus. At the widest level, you can just ignore all those differences and try to appeal to the whole market with one single offer. That's called undifferentiated or mass marketing. But on the other hand, you can do what a company like Procter & Gamble does with its laundry detergents. They use differentiated marketing. They have separate brands like Tide, Gain, and Dreft, all designed for very different segments of the market.
Or you can zoom in even further. Concentrated marketing, or niche marketing, is all about trying to own a small piece of the pie. Think about how Stance became this huge brand by focusing on just one thing, socks, and becoming the absolute best at it. And then you get to the most focused level of all, micro-marketing, which is tailoring offers to specific individuals, like how Renaissance Hotels has a local navigator at each hotel to give you super specific local tips.
Okay, this is where the magic really happens. We're at the final 2 steps, and this is all about creating your unique value. Once you've picked your target, you have to figure out how you're going to win them over. And that is all about differentiation and positioning.
Now, this is so important to get. Positioning isn't what you do to your product. It's what you do to the mind of your customer. It's about owning a little piece of real estate in their brain that's distinct from all your competitors. You know, when you think safety, you think Volvo. That's positioning. So how do you actually pick a position? Well, this grid makes it super simple. It really boils down to 2 things: the benefits you offer and the price you charge. A winning strategy might be more for more. That's your luxury brands like Rolex. Or you could try more for the same, which is exactly what Target does, giving you a better shopping experience than a typical discounter for about the same price. And of course, there's the same for less. That's Walmart's whole business. Or even less for much less, like a budget airline. The trick is to pick one clear position and deliver on it every single time.
And to make sure everyone inside the company is on the same page, they boil this all down into a single, powerful sentence called a positioning statement. It's a simple formula, but it's like a mission statement for the brand that makes everything crystal clear. Let's look at a real-world example from Evernote. To busy multitaskers who need help remembering things, boom, that's your target audience and their need. Evernote is a digital content management application, that's what it is, that makes it easy to capture and remember moments and ideas. And that's the point of difference. See how clean and powerful that is? One sentence tells you everything.
All right, let's tie this all together. We're going to loop all the way back to our story at the beginning about Henkel and their amazing laundry detergents. This is where you see the blueprint come to life.
You can literally see every step of the blueprint in what they did. Segmentation, they split the market by gender and specific clothing needs. Targeting, they went after both of those groups with 2 totally different products. Differentiation, they developed unique technology like that black color lock. And positioning, they became the expert solution for taking care of these really important traditional garments. It's a perfect execution.
And the result of all this strategic work, I mean, was it worth it? Well, sales for Persil White were a whopping 90% above what they even predicted. And that was just in the first 4 months. That just shows you the power of making the right thing for the right person.
So what's the big takeaway here? You know, this isn't just some textbook theory about selling more products. This 4-step blueprint is really about building the right relationships with the right customers. It lets brands stop just shouting at everybody and start having real, meaningful conversations with the people who are actually going to care.
And that brings us to the final question, and this one's for you. Now that you know the secret, you're going to start seeing this blueprint everywhere you look. So take a second and think about the brands you really love, the ones you're loyal to. Which of them are using this exact blueprint on you?